evening programs. It's me again, Drax, coming to you from the porch after work, as it usually becomes, or as it usually ends up being. So, didn't really have a plan for today, but I thought that Lucy was going to help me out tonight and give some thoughts on the Disney trip, or give some insight on something, kind of some of her favorites. And apparently she's just too darn tired. So I think it's more, she had an iPad mini, like she's had an iPad mini for a little while, and her aunt just gave her an iPad 4, like a full size, not the newest ones, not like the iPad Air like what I've got, but it's like the last ones before they started making the Air. So it's actually a pretty decent tablet, but it's bigger, it's got more battery, runs faster. So she's just on that thing all the time. So that's what she's doing right now. She's just hanging out on her tablet.
Drax is hanging out the front door.
Yeah, so today was not a crazy day at work or anything like that. It's a Saturday. We're usually staffed up pretty well on Saturdays, so it's not usually too many issues. I usually run into issues during the week, believe it or not. Then usually the weekends it's like no problem. But so today was no exception to that. And then I found out I was really sick yesterday, and one of my other colleagues came into work tonight. She was sick, so she went home. So there's definitely something kind of going around. Hopefully it's not too crazy. I know last weekend a bunch of people had called in and kind of set us up not so great, but this weekend it wasn't too bad. It was like the managers. So really not a ton going on. We've been watching some more videos online for the Disney trip to really try and like solidify everything that's going on, because today's Saturday, tomorrow's my birthday, then it's Monday, and then it's Tuesday I have to put in all of those lovely fast passes, and it's going to be much more complicated this year, or for this trip, than it was for Nikki and I, because Nikki and I, it was just chose the two of us, these are the fast passes for the day, that's it. So with this trip though, we've got so many different variations of, like, these folks go over here and these ones are going to split off and go do this, that it's going to be much more difficult to try and get that straight of who's going where, who's doing what. Let's get back up there. So yeah, that's going to be a little more complex. So we're going to put a sheet together of everything we need in priority per group, and then Tuesday morning Nikki and I will try and hit those and get them good. It's actually pretty quiet here on a Saturday night. Sometimes there's some crazy stuff going across the street like there was yesterday, or something going on, like somebody's usually mowing a lawn or whatnot. But today it's not too bad at all. Very calm, peaceful. You kind of saw the sky. It's very clear. Didn't rain today, although it sounded like it because there was a ton of planes and they sounded like thunder. I don't know what's going on with these planes, but they're getting much bigger and much louder out at this airport. They usually don't have them that crazy. There's one coming in, it's a small little thing, it's not going to really bother us. Yeah, so planning the fast passes, that's going to be much more difficult to try and do, but I think tomorrow after work we're going to do a little dinner for me, and then maybe me and Nikki can kind of work on that list, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. That would be I don't know, at least interesting to me. And then we found out some news the other day. I read just a headline of an article that said that they were going to be closing down part of Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland Speedway, and the Walt Disney Railroad down there at Disney World to start moving stuff for Tron, the Tron coaster, which I was super excited about. And I'm like, oh man, that's going to be awesome. But now it's going to be shut. All that stuff's going to be shut down and weird when we get down there. Not starting until December. So, like, okay, we're still going to have the full experience of everything being open at this point, because that was kind of one of the weird things about the trip last time, is we planned all these things, planned all these attractions, and then they shut down a bunch of stuff before we even got there, because you plan so long in advance, and then by the time it actually happens, it's not there anymore. So, like, for instance, the last trip we planned on the Great Movie Ride, they shut it down. We planned on the One Man's Dream, they shut it down, but then it was back up and running, so that was okay. But there's examples like that, or like if you had planned a trip just a little bit ago and wanted to do the Ellen's Energy Adventure, Well, that's a problem because now that's shut down and going to Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, yeah, a lot of change is being made down there, which is good, but it can be bad for planning purposes when you're really dialing in everything that you want to do, and then something drastically changes, and that can make a big difference. I'm trying to work around all that and everything too. We won't talk too long tonight because, like I said, Lucy was gonna try and help me out with these things, but she has decided that she wants to be kind of a stick in the mud and not really do any of it. That's okay. I had fun at my party the other day. Like I said, yesterday I wasn't feeling great. Today, feeling a lot better. And it's just a beautiful evening out here, so I figured I'd spend a little bit of time out here with you guys after coming home from work. I mean, really, everyone's just kind of chilling inside. It's super quiet in there, so don't really know what I'm going to do for the rest of the night. Maybe watch some ER or something. I've been watching ER a lot. It's on Hulu. I've been waiting for HD versions to watch for quite some time, and now it's here, but I'm in like the 5th season when they brought in characters that I did not necessarily care for, and it's got a little weird. The show started off really good and then got a little weird by the 5th season. So I know it gets better though because I've seen the whole thing before. I think that is probably going to do it for us. I think it's funny that I keep this up and running like higher during the beginning of the vlog, and then by the end of it it's like lower here because my arm gets tired, but it is what it is. I think we'll sign it off though from a lower viewpoint as end of line.